Hi everyone, this is Lance Bell here with the Lance Bell Present Show. Today's date is Sunday, January 15th, 2012. I'm your host, Lance Bell, with my executive producer, Captain Coyote. You can follow me directly at my blog at realdealpolitics.net, your place for political insight with no games, no agenda, no BS. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it has been a while since I've been around, but there's a few things I do want to touch on today. The first one is the Republican primaries. Excuse me. Now look, watching the replayed New Hampshire primary, I'm thinking to myself, okay, let's get into meat potatoes. Let's actually debate a set of talking points. Now, ladies and gentlemen, other than what you've seen, they really haven't talked much about anything. And this is irking me to no end, and here's the reason why. All they want to talk about is getting President Obama out of office. How about something thick? How about something, the issues, well, basically what I'm trying to get to, people that actually they want to see you have a plan. You haven't seen that yet. Now, everybody know Mitt Romney won New Hampshire. No, so everybody pretty much expected that, even though it's still the everyone but Mitt Romney or Ron Paul. And I'll get to that here in a moment. Now, as they move on to South Carolina, I know they got debates there. It looks like this. The smartest person in the room might be Ron Paul, only because he's sticking to his guns. And the weirdest thing in the world, I was watching when Stephen Colbert, I talked about being on the primary in South Carolina. Now, I don't know if he was joking around or not. And you can see the video for yourself, you can decide. Now, as of me doing this show, he's supposed to be on ABC's This Week, talking to George Stephanopoulos. Now, is he going to be serious about the whole thing? Is it just political satire? I don't know. Honestly, I don't even want to get into it, and here's the reason why. It's pretty much a dog and pony show. I honestly think people like Herman Cain, Michelle Bachmann, you know, the crazy lady from Minnesota, I honestly think they were just out there promoting books and promoting themselves. And I know he's not promoting a book or anything, but don't jump in this. Don't make this into a bigger joke than it already is, because that's the last thing we need. You know, and hopefully you'll have something that's going on or at least have something as far as, you know, some issues he wants to talk about, and maybe he has some ideas he can throw out there. But we're going to see, you know, especially with this particular primary coming up, we'll start getting into that season. And it's going to be a long, hot summer. Trust me on that. Because nothing is still decided. And I want it to be decided, at least I have an idea to be decided before they get to Tampa in the summertime. So we have that. Now, the next issue I want to talk about is this whole situation with Iran. Now, I know there's hawks out there that want to go just bomb the snot out of them. Now, here's what I suggest. Patience. Let's see if the whole thing collapses on itself. Now, I don't know if they're going to shut it down as far as that waterway there. Nobody does yet. Now, and I know they're talking about more sanctions, things like that. But two things popped up today that I saw online. The first one is they're actually seriously talking about attacking him. Now, I don't see this happening. Here's the reason why. I've said this from the beginning, and I'll continue to say this. They have one whole card to play, and that is the oil card, which you're starting to play. If they shut it down, you're going to see big-time hikes at the gas pump. Everybody knows it. And that is not a reason to start another conflict anywhere. That is simply baiting you into something. And that makes absolutely, positively no sense. Why even go down that road? Now, there even with that, compounding that right now, Nigeria is right now in the strike. Now, according to reports, they do supply a good amount of oil to the United States. Now, as of this video, they have not actually shut down production, even though they are on strike. Now, I don't know if that's going to happen. We'll know here in the next probably day or so. I mean, these are big issues that involve us directly, but I also stress patience. don't go in and be the war hawk just for our personal interest, because the world is watching right now, whether you like it or not. The other issue on this subject is what Israel's deputy minister said. I guess he's unhappy in how we're handling this. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I said this in one of my blog posts all the way back in May, and I basically asked the question, who's dictating policy, Israel or the United States? Now, if they go in there and attack Iran for whatever reason, do not get involved. And here's the reason why. Israel is basically going to bully us around and say we're going to do this, this, and this. And don't use the cover of oil, because it comes all the way back to religion. I don't care what anybody says. And that's the wrong thing to go after. I mean, like I said, let Iran collapse on itself. And we'll see what happens. I don't know what's going to happen, but don't let them, or let Israel, and more importantly Benjamin Netanyahu, dictate to us what we're going to do. So please don't do that. Now, in other world news, in case you haven't caught it, a lot of European countries' credit rating got downgraded. Now, I seen this one coming too. Not because they were going to get downgraded, because they have a heavy debt load. Now, France, to their defense, they're going to put some sanctions on themselves. Now, why did it take them so long? I don't know. Well, actually, I take that back. I do know. They had to try to get their house in order. Greece was an issue, along those lines. And maybe they need to get it together, and they're going to get it together. And maybe this should be a model for the United States. And here's the reason why I say this. If they're going to try to knock down their debt versus us, who's just going to prolong it, maybe we can learn something from the Europeans, as much as I know conservatives hate that. But that's a different story for a different day, why they hate them. Now, I've been rambling on here for about seven minutes or so, and there's some other issues going on out there that I won't be able to get touched on today, but that's okay, because I got some news and notes for you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, as you know, I haven't been around for a long time. A lot of times I've been working. It's been pretty much chaos. I finally got something with a camera on it again. I might go back and do the actual radio podcast. I haven't decided yet, even though I like the video. So we have that going on. And ladies and gentlemen, I want to say thank you, because I have actually been getting a lot of feedback over at realdealpolitics.net on my webpage. I'm getting a lot of views. Not a lot of comments yet, but a lot of views. And I want to say thank you, because we're going into that new year. And you're going to see more of me, more of what goes on, more of my insight, my opinion. And as you already know, if you read my blogs, there's no political slant. I straight tell it like it is. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's it. I'd like to thank you today for visiting me at the Lance Bell Presents Show. And for Captain Coyote, this is Lance Bell saying be careful and remember, fear the root.